Hey, happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure by the time I'm checking the recording, there's been like a good bit of times where I think I'm recording and I'm talking forever and ever and ever, and then it turns out I hadn't recorded the whole time. But yeah, it's Thanksgiving. I'm gonna try to get this out the same day, but I don't think it'll come out the same day. I don't know. I'll try. Yeah, I wanted to talk about something a little more serious, more serious than my other vlogs, and that is Tobuscus. So people who were born in the early 2000s probably watched the birth of YouTube. It was like I was in the hospital room watching the birth of YouTube, and it was absolutely amazing. Those were the golden days, and I have a video talking about like YouTube then and now, and like we're so accustomed to the modern YouTube. And with the birth of YouTube also came the birth of many great channels, such as Tobuscus, AVGN, PewDiePie, Fred, and Chugga Conroy. Oh my gosh, I love watching Chugga Conroy. Every now and then I'll check back on his channel, see what he's doing. I need to start watching his videos more. But anyways, today we're here to talk about Tobuscus. So Tobuscus back then was known for his literal trailers and his funny music videos that he would make, and Minecraft when he would do gaming videos. And I'm talking about like back then, like when I was like just a tiny little child, everybody was talking about Tobuscus. They were talking about his music videos. People were singing his songs, talking about his Minecraft videos, and heck, even today, I was watching like in the present time. I was watching a meme compilation yesterday, and somebody had like a soundbite of which video was it? I forgot which song it was. But I think it was the viral song. Yeah, there was like a soundbite of the viral song in the video, and I'm like, dang, people are still talking about Tobuscus. And then like after like the huge hype of Tobuscus, I kind of like didn't really pay attention to that much because I was kind of doing like some other things. So then I was kind of like out of the Tobuscus realm. I was not in the world of Tobuscus for a little while, and then I checked back and I'm like, oh, what's going on with Tobuscus? And I'm like, wait, what's going on with this video? Something's not right. Well, it turns out there was allegations. For those who don't know, he has been accused of sexually abusing a or some other girlfriends, doing heavy drugs and cheating. And so I have delved deep into the allegations, trying to get a better understanding. Of course, there is no evidence, as far as I've seen. There is no evidence. It's just people talking. So this is going to be some advice. If I ever give any good advice, it's this. It's been told as old as the internet's been around. Take everything on the internet with a grain of salt. Don't just like immediately like believe whatever somebody says. And that doesn't just count for the internet. I'm talking about anything really. Anybody talking to you in person or just whatever you see. Just take everything with a grain of salt. Don't just like immediately believe it. And this could be just like, it could have just never had happened, or maybe it had happened once and other people are trying to get on that bandwagon of like, oh yeah, it happened to me too, when really it didn't. So I will talk about that a little bit. I'll do the sexual abuse thing last, but I'll talk about cheating first. Cheating is absolutely terrible. It really pains to see me whenever a guy comes home, and it's like videos of guys coming home and they catch their girlfriend cheating, and that really sucks because you're with this person for however long you've been with this person. The longer, the worse that of the feeling that you catch them cheating. And it's just like there's so much hurt when people do that, and it's not just guys cheating; it's girls cheating. I mean, there's women that come in, they catch their husband cheating, and that really, really sucks. And I hate when people do that. And a lot of the times, whenever I hear people, like, people coming up to you on the street and asking, like, there's videos you see of interviews on the street. They'll be like, what's the worst thing you've done? And they said, like, I cheated on my boyfriend or girlfriend, or it's mainly I've seen cheated on your boyfriend. And they'll ask, like, well, why did you do that? Well, my air conditioning is freaking out. They'll ask, like, why are you doing that? Because I wasn't happy. And it's like, well, if you're not happy, then leave them. And then there's people that are like, well, I can't leave because I'm stuck in this relationship. Well, what is holding you back? Just leave. And of course, I'm saying that it's so easy to leave, which I don't see how you could not break up with someone even though you don't like them. I just don't understand that. Whatever. I tried to understand it, I just couldn't. But anyways, yeah, cheating is awful. Nobody should cheat. Just don't do that. It's not good. And then let's talk about the drugs. From what I've heard, it's always been said, like, it's been heavy drugs. I don't know. I don't remember what drugs it was. But some people might say, like, oh, it's heavy drugs. I'm really mild drugs. And keep in mind, I think drugs are bad. I don't like whenever there's drugs around me, and I live in a state where drugs are not really welcomed. So I don't know. I'm really funny about drugs. Like, I don't like them at all, and I don't think that anybody should do them. And then people are gonna argue, oh, it's for medicine. I don't care. You're clearly not hurting. You're fine. You're just doing it because you're abusing the power. But whatever. If he's doing drugs, that's not really like a make or break deal. 'Cause I mean, I'm sure, like, you can think of your favorite rock star or just like any artist or whatever you like. Maybe it's a book. I guarantee you some of those people that you like have done really, really, really bad drugs, but you still like them. But that doesn't mean that they should be doing it. They should not be doing drugs. So if Tobuscus was doing drugs or is doing drugs, that's not really a make or break deal. And same for the cheating. Like, yeah, that'd be awful, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to see how I feel about that. Right now, I don't really. It's not make or break deal. Lastly, let's talk about the sexual abuse. That is absolutely terrible. I don't think that is cool at all, and I don't know if it actually happened because I wasn't there, and not a lot of other people were there. It was just Tobuscus, and I'm calling him Tobuscus. His real name is Toby, but I'm just used to calling him Tobuscus. It was Toby and his girlfriend at the time. So if it really happened, I don't know. She said that it happened. He said it didn't. So it's a he said, she said situation. Other people are saying, well, it happened to me. but nobody really talked about it until one person talked about it. There's some noise going on in my backseat. Nobody talked about it before the first woman who talked about it. I forgot what her name was. So it could have been like a Bill Cosby situation where maybe it did happen, which I'm pretty sure it did happen, like for the Bill Cosby situation. But there's other people say, oh yeah, it happened to me too. When really it turns out a lot of people were lying. So did it happen? I don't know for sure, but I want to believe that it didn't happen. And he even addressed the situation, and you could hear the hurt in his voice. You could hear the pain in his voice. Like, why is this happening? So I don't know what drove the reason to say. If it didn't happen, I wonder what drove the reason to do it. Maybe because how it started for Tobuscus to be talked about the allegations was that the girl was walking in a store and she saw a Tobuscus action figure, and she got mad because, why are people like praising him when he's such a horrible person? And maybe it just happened because Tobuscus left her and she was upset about that, and so she saw a toy and was like, you know what, I'm just gonna hurt him back. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it's actually what happened, like the sexual abuse thing. Maybe that actually happened. I don't know. But I just want to believe that it didn't happen. But I don't know because there's no proof, as far as I've seen. And you could say like, oh yeah, there is proof because this person said so. That's not proof. Somebody could say something happened when really it didn't happen. So yeah, I'm gonna say that it didn't happen, because a lot of other stories that I've heard didn't really add up. But hey, I've been wrong before. I will admit when I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong about this, then I'll say that I'm wrong about it. So that's that out the way. But yeah, I really do miss Tobuscus. I miss watching his videos, just like how he would, produce back in the golden days of YouTube. I remember even like I was watching TV, and Cartoon Network was like, hey, we're having an Annoying Orange TV show, and I flipped out because it was starring, not only was there Annoying Orange on TV, but it was also starring Toby Turner, or Tobuscus. And when I was a little kid, I did watch a lot of Annoying Orange because I was just an immature little kid. But yeah, I was like, and keep in mind, back then, when there was like a YouTuber on TV, that was like mind-blowing, because it's like, oh my gosh, they're making it big now. They're on TV. Because I mean, it's not like how it is nowadays where everybody can get their own TV channel. Everybody can get their own Netflix channel or Netflix show. I mean, I'm sure the sitting on a toilet, you remember that meme? Gosh, I can't remember. I just thought about that. I can't believe I just thought about it. Whatever. I'm like mixing up my words. But anyways, I'm sure the sitting on a toilet guy could have his own Netflix series about him just sitting on a toilet. What a throwback. Oh my gosh, I just really miss the old days of YouTube. But yeah, seeing the Annoying Orange show on TV was absolutely incredible, and I have checked in not long ago, and they still make videos. They still produce Annoying Orange. I almost said Angry Video Game Nerd. Annoying Orange videos, and I've watched a couple, and they're definitely not the same. Back then, it was a lot more simpler, because I guess like editing wasn't as powerful as it is nowadays. More easier to do a lot of these special effects. So I'm looking at the new videos, and they're a lot more up to date. They're a lot more modern, and I don't really care for it. Plus, I've grown out of annoying orange. I'm an adult, and it's just, it doesn't appeal to me. It's very kiddish. And of course, that's how they get a lot of their views, is from kids watching. But yeah, the Annoying Orange show did not last very long. I don't know why. I actually did enjoy watching the show. So yeah, Tobuscus, he was in there, and then the show got canceled. I don't know if that happened because of the allegations, or if that happened before the allegations started. And I'm still subscribed to Tobuscus, and I have my notifications turned on because I do want to know when he makes more videos. He made a video today, actually, another music video, and I'll watch them too. I do like to watch his newer stuff, but he's definitely stopped uploading his videos as consistent as he did back then. So I mean, he had like 3 channels, and he was uploading to each one of them quite often. So there's just like not really much going on now on the Tobuscus channel. I don't even know about the other channels. I think they're pretty dead. The Toby Games and whatever. And he definitely does not get as many views as he did back then. I mean, back then he was getting like millions of views, and like back then, if you were getting millions of views, that was incredible. If you had like 1,000 views, that was like mind-blowing. You were considered like viral. But yeah, he definitely does not get the views like he did back then. He still has a pretty strong fan base, but it's like 3,000 to 6,000 people that do view his videos. And yeah, it's just definitely like it dropped off. Because I'm talking about when the allegations were leaked or whatever. I mean, it was like overnight. He just went from up here to down here in the matter of like minutes, because it became such a huge thing. Because like I said, everybody was talking about Tobuscus. But I mean, once they heard what happened, I mean, everybody was like, nope. And that's sad too, because a lot of people, you know, they saw the allegation video, and then they just automatically just believed that happened. I mean, nobody like questioned it. It was like, you know what? She's right. That did happen because I was there. I mean, that just goes to show how many people will believe anything you say. I could say that I've been sexually abused or whatever, and I guarantee you I would have a huge following of people saying that did happen. I was there when that happened, when you really weren't. Because I'm sure, like I said, if that happened, I'm sure more than one person would like be like, I saw it happen right in front of my eyes. He actually did that. So I don't know. I don't believe that it happened. And like I said, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before about things. But I just want to say that didn't happen, because I really do miss watching the old Tobuscus. And you know, that goes for like a lot of other people. I mean, I miss watching the old PewDiePie. I miss watching the old AVGM. I miss watching the old Chugga Conroy. Which Chugga Conroy's like, his stuff is still relatively the same. It's just more updated. I don't really like his microphone. I'm used to the old microphone, where it was terrible, but you know, that's where like that's like where I felt home, was like that old microphone that just sounded terrible. And then like whenever I watch these new videos, I'm like, oh, new microphone, I don't like it. I mean, it's like H2O Delirious. I remember one day he got a new, like, better microphone, and his voice sounded way different. And people were like, go back to the old microphone, we like it better. And he still uses it. He still uses the old microphone from back in like when was that, like 2013 maybe? I'm getting like off topic a little bit, but yeah, that's basically all I want to say, is that I miss Tobuscus. I hope he uploads a lot more. It seems like he is uploading more, and he's made a couple videos saying that he's coming back. He's made like 2 videos saying, hey, I'm coming back, this is gonna be my big return. And the first time he did that, nothing really happened. Nothing happened afterward. But then he made a second video saying, like, this time I'm actually coming back, this is gonna be my big return. And he did return, but it's like he'll upload like every so often. So I really hope that now he does make his return, because lately he's been making a lot more music videos. So I don't know, we'll see where it goes. Oh, and I just want to point this out real quick, a little fun fact. I do these vlogs because I saw Toby was doing vlogs, and I thought they were interesting, and I'm like, you know what, my channel, I don't know what to do with it, so I think I'll start making vlogs. And I enjoy like talking about stuff, about like anything under the sun, basically. I mean, everything that I've told in my videos, I've told to people before, like a lot of other people, so it's like I get to retell the story of the old days, or whatever has happened. So my vlogs are inspired by Tobuscus. Now, I'm not saying that Tobuscus was the creator of vlog videos. He was just that person that I saw doing it. I'm like, you know what, I want to do that now. And heck, even if nobody watches my vlog videos, I'm just happy to tell a story and be able to share it amongst the internet. And if anybody wants to listen to me blab my mouth, then they're welcome to. And if not, we have the amazing ability to just go to something else, to turn it off. We can do that. And I want to talk about that in another video. But yeah, that's the end of this video. It's been going on forever, I know. So yeah, thank you for watching.